Hey guys, we're back for a quick video. I hope you guys are doing well. All right, we're going to jump right in because I got a couple of topics that I want to run through with you guys. I hope you guys are having a wonderful Monday. All right, let's get into it. All right, everything said in this video is alleged and in my opinion and is used for fair use and entertainment. I ain't gonna hold you guys long because baby, I'm tired, okay? I'm tired. So let's get into the show, honey. All right, so as you guys can see on my description, we're going to be doing some updates on this Diddy case and different happenings with the case. We're going to also speak on a little bit of Real Housewives of Atlanta stuff. And Tisha Scott, honey, sends out a subliminal message, and we're going to talk about it and try to figure out who she's talking to. All right, so let's get into it, honey, because baby... Yes. Hey, guys. Hey, everyone coming in. Thank you, guys. All right. I'm going to get through this live because I got to get over there and see what Tay talking about, child, because she is live. And I know she's over there cutting up and acting a fool. So I'm going to go over there and check her out. All right. So let's get into this next topic. All right. So hold on. Let's get into it with this Diddy case, child. Ooh. Lord, it's a lot of good lives tonight, too. Lord. All right, there we go. Night 2. Uh-oh. Shit. Okay, so a farmer. Okay, so as you guys know, with the Diddy case, there's a lot of things that's been going down. Let's get into a few things, okay? According to the hotel security guard, where the said CNN video of Diddy putting hands on Cassie, as you guys can see, the security guard says that Diddy tried to offer him a stack of cash, you guys, to keep quiet about the video of him putting hands on Cassie, but he declined. Now, this is what he's testifying in the Diddy trial, okay? So they're already talking to Cassie, and they're already talking to people related to said situations with Cassie in terms of the freak offs, okay? We're going to also see a video here in a second of some of the jurors who were let go and not chosen for the case. And we're going to see their account of what they think about the case and what, some of the things that they saw. Okay. So now they're saying that a former security guard at the Intercontinental Los Angeles Century City at Beverly Hills Hotel testified that Diddy tried to pay him off to keep quiet about the video footage of him assaulting Cassie. Now, it says that according to Israel Flores, the 2016 incident began when he received a call about a distressed woman on the 6th floor. After checking the security cameras, he saw Diddy pacing back and forth in the hallway. Now, it says that when he arrived on the 6th floor, that he claimed that he found Cassie on the ground and Diddy wearing only a towel. Says that he told them that they needed to take the dispute to their room and inform them a vase that they had broken would be charged. So it says that at the point, said that he alleges that Cassie requested her phone and bag so she could leave, but Diddy refused to let her go. Says that later he claims that Diddy summoned him and offered a stack of cash in exchange for his silence, but he declined. Says that later he returned to remind Diddy of the hotel's rules and says that and then he says that Diddy questioned him about whether he had been recording and snatched his phone. He goes on to say that Flores says that he pinned Diddy to the wall and explained that he only had his phone to take pictures of the broken vase for an incident report. It says that, but admitted to recording the footage to show his wife at home. Okay. And says that when he returned to work 2 days later, the footage was gone. It said that during cross-examination that Diddy's attorney, Brian Steele, questioned why omitted key details, like as Diddy allegedly preventing Cassie from leaving and the absence of the police call. It says that the officer then replied that he hadn't included every detail of the altercation. It goes on to say that the prosecution then circled back asking why Diddy would offer a bribe in the first place. It says that the officer stated that Diddy didn't want it being released and confirmed the video had gaps during the camera's motion sensor function. Okay. Ooh, child. What y'all think about that? So now it's on record that Diddy tried to pay the security officer to get said video footage of him putting hands on Cassie and having that abusive situation there. Ooh, child. Okay, so Diddy, that's not a good look for you. That's strike one. So let's get into some of the jurors that were saying that they were actually dismissed from the trial and that they were happy to be done. They didn't want to be a part of it because, baby, it was a lot going on. They were ready to get back to work and get far away from this dark bullshit, and I don't blame them. All right, so let's get into it, honey. Let's get into it. All right, let's go.
Happy that you weren't selected, or did you want to be on the case, or?
No, I'm happy I wasn't. I felt pretty indifferent about it.
Meaning?
I wasn't for or against it. I was surprised to be a potential juror. Just wasn't selected, and
right.
I'm happy to kind of be on my way. There's a lot of pressure when it comes to this case, of course, but
right. So we gotta put it out there. Where do you think this case is gonna go?
I have no clue, to be honest.
Right, and you don't care either way. You said.
I mean, you definitely don't want anyone. You definitely don't want anyone to be in prison, but I have no clue how this is gonna happen.
Did you see the Cassie video?
I did.
Did that make you feel any way, or just there's no right or wrong answer?
Yeah, no, of course, but no, I didn't. I mean, like I said, I've seen bits and pieces of it, so, but it's extremely unfortunate. But it's out of my hands now.
Were you dismissed as a juror?
Yes.
Oh my goodness! Are you happy that you got dismissed, or how are you feeling?
I'm happy I don't have to miss work. But
I know that. Right. You're happy you can go make money.
Yes. But it's good. A lot of stress that I don't have to worry about.
Were you a juror? Oh my goodness. Well, so we gotta ask you, are you happy that you got dismissed?
Yes.
I could imagine.
I work in the hospital, so.
Oh, and you want to go back to work?
Yes.
Were you familiar?
They don't normally pick us.
Right. So, well, that's a good thing. So you're happy that you're not on the case. So you actually wanted to be on the case?
No.
Really? If you don't mind asking, telling me, what jury number were you?
80.
Thank you so much. What's next?
Work.
Enjoy. Are you happy that you weren't selected?
So the jurors that were dismissed from the case, that were released, honey, they like, yes, listen, we are happy to be gone and not be on this damn. All right. So a bunch of New Yorkers are straight up celebrating not having to sit through Diddy's SEX trafficking trial, and they're making sure TMZ knows it. All right. So shout out to TMZ TV, because that's where we just saw that. All right. So we saw a few jurors that were released, and they are happy not to be in on that case because it's a lot of explicit things that they're having to hear and watch. Okay. And they don't want to be a part of that. I don't blame them, because it's a lot of kinky stuff that they have to sit through and watch. And that had to be a lot. All right, so let's continue. All right, shout out to Shea Room. All right, so I pulled a few clips to where we can kind of get updated on what's going on, since this trial is not going to be shown on court TV. We got to kind of go through and fish for the things that we want to hear about. Okay, so as you guys can see coming up on my screen, so jury trial, this is the day one of Diddy's trial concludes after two witnesses take the stand to testify, and they're saying this is what was said. Okay, let's get into what was said. Now it says that Diddy's trial resumes after an hour lunch with a police officer set to take the stand as the first witness. Now, LAPD officer Israel Flores worked at the hotel where Diddy was seen physically assaulting Cassie in 2016. CNN obtained and released this video in 2024. Everyone's seen the infamous video so far. We cannot show it here. If you want to see it, it's all over the internet. You can Google it, you can YouTube it, however you want to see it, but we cannot play it here because it's very, very gruesome. Okay. All right. So again, shout out to the Shade Room. Now it says that Flores takes the stand and he describes the incident between Cassie and Diddy on March the 5th of 2016. Says that he responded to a call about a woman in distress on the 6th floor, as we just read, okay, on the other post. Now it says that Flores says that Diddy handed him a stack of money and told him not to tell anyone what he saw. Says that Cassie said that she just wanted her phone and her bag, and says that Miss Cassie said that she wanted to leave, and Mr. Combs said, "You're not leaving." I saw inside the room, said a male wearing dark clothing. Said that Combs called for me, and he was holding a stack of money and telling him not to tell anyone. Okay. It says that Flores says that he denied the bribe, saying that I don't want your money, just go back into your room. Said that he claims that he pinned Diddy to the wall, like we just read, after the mogul accused him of recording him. It says that prosecutors show video surveillance footage of the 2016 assault by Diddy on Cassie at the LA hotel. Says the witness Flores identified both parties. Footage shows that Cassie carrying a bag at the hotel's elevator just before Diddy comes around the corner, hits her, and throws her to the ground before kicking, as you guys saw in the video. Okay. Says that witness Flores admitted to recording 2 copies of the assault video with his phone to show his wife at home. It goes on to say that Flores is being cross-examined by Diddy's attorneys, Brian Steele, and Mr. Steele asked about missing details in Flores' report, including the fact that Combs allegedly told Cassie that she couldn't leave the hotel room. Says that Flores also did not add that he offered to call law enforcement, but Cassie refused. Okay. Let's continue. So the prosecution's second witness takes the stand. Daniel Phillip said that Phillip says that he was a male dancer who was allegedly paid to be intimate with Cassie at the Gramercy Park Hotel in New York in 2012. It says that Phillips described the room at the Gramercy Hotel. Says that Cassie was in the room in a red wig, stockings, and sunglasses, that she gave him a few $100s. It says that there were red couches, Astroglide as a lubricant. It says that there was a man on the right side of the room. Said that the man had on a white robe and a bandana over his face, below his eyes, and a baseball cap. Says that from his voice, I recognized him to be Sean Combs. So Diddy was there in incognito, child. He was going to watch this entire situation go down, sounds like. So prosecutor questioned Phillips about the use of the baby oil. Says that Phillips says that he visited Cassie and Diddy a few times after the first encounter, and they used baby oil every time. Says that Sean Combs says that we didn't have enough baby oil on, and said that he'd say that y'all slow down, separate from each other. Said that one time he tried to have us role play like we had just met at an airport, and we weren't good, so we skipped that. Wow. It says that Phillips alleges that he witnessed Diddy physically assault Cassie and decided that he couldn't be involved with them anymore. Says that he described 2 incidents. Says that one, Diddy allegedly hit Cassie saying, biatch, when I tell you to come over, then you come over. Says that in the other incident, says that Philip alleges that he heard Diddy hitting Cassie. Okay. Says that he walked out in a towel. Says that she ran to me and I asked, why are you staying with this guy? And she said it was okay. So it sounds like she may have been in a very effed up situation. So they said that the first official day of Diddy's trial has come to an end after 2 witnesses took the stand to testify. Said that the first witness was Officer Israel Flores, who is now a Los Angeles Police Department officer. But in March of 2016, he was working at a Los Angeles hotel as Assistant Director of Security. He detailed his accounting following the assault on Cassie at the hands of Diddy. Said the second witness was Daniel Phillips, who was a male dancer when he encountered both Cassie and Diddy. Said that he interacted with the 2 first in 2012 and detailed what he witnessed from that point and moving forward. So it sounds like there was a repeated meetup with said person, and he also witnessed some type of assault on Cassie by the hands of Diddy. Okay. Ooh, child, this case is getting up there. All right. Okay. So let's get into some more testimonies. Child. This is a lot. Mind you, Diddy's kids are sitting in hearing all of this, okay? We're going to get into some stuff here in a second. Diddy's kids, his daughters that we saw, and his sons, all of his family was there, including his mom. They were all in the courtroom listening to these gruesome details. And some of these sexually explicit details, I feel like his daughters shouldn't have been a part of. They shouldn't have been sitting in there. And they said at one point his daughters had to get up and leave the courtroom because it got to be too much in terms of what they were hearing. Because, in testimony, they have to give every single solitary detail, how it went, what happened, where it happened, like all of that, who was involved, what Diddy did. They're saying that some of the things that they're saying was in the freak off videos that they actually had to watch because they played the freak off videos in court. Diddy's daughters, they're saying, had to turn their head because it became too much for them to watch. So I feel like Diddy wanted his kids, his daughters, and his sons and everyone there as sympathy for him, to give a sympathy look in court for the judges and the jury. And it says that Diddy was also sitting and like staring, giving like a death stare at the jurors, maybe trying to intimidate them or something of the sort. But they're saying that the first day in court is when they did play the freak off videos, and it was very uncomfortable for his daughters, at which they did get up at one point and walk out of the courtroom. Okay, I feel like they're going to be traumatized behind this. I feel like they're kind of too young to be watching and or hearing some of the things that's going on in there. They also saw the assault video with Cassie, which is somebody who they at one point respected because Diddy, you know, had been with Cassie for quite some time. They've been around Cassie. Cassie was a friend of their mom, so they were very familiar with who Cassie was. But to see her in said video and their dad being that aggressive with her had to be a lot, to where they got up and they walked out of the courtroom to get away from that part of the testimony. All right. Now, let's get into what we're seeing here. According to Celebrity Words, shout out to them. The inner press says that a male dancer, now the male dancer is saying, it says that he said to give them my phone number. I did. Cassie called me and asked me for a photo. This Percy USA Comey says, then what? Says the male dancer then says that she called me to go back, and I did for a few hours and then a few times after that. So ASUSA says that Combs always present, and they responded by saying yes. So anytime there was a encounter or freak off, Diddy was always I guess alleged to be in the room when said situation happened, to be narrating and telling them how to or what to do. Okay. So according to AUSA, Comey says that any other locations. The male dancer says the Essence House, his residence on 56th Street, I believe 210 at the time, and her residence on West End Avenue, I think number 10. So AUSA says that what name were you to say that you were there to see? And the male dancer says Black. Okay. I don't know what that means. Male dancer then goes on to say that I will send her vulgar text messages. AUSA says, like what? Male dancer says that do you want me to say it? AUSA Comey says, give an example. Male dancer says that I text that I want to sleep with you right now. AUSA says that how often did you use baby oil? Male dancer replied by saying every time. All right. So again, shout out to Inner City Press, because they're saying that the male dancer then says that Sean Combs said that we didn't have enough baby oil on. He'd say that y'all slow down, separate from each other. One time he tried to use us for role play, which we just saw that. Okay. All right. Let's continue. So it says that ASUSA says that what direction did Combs give you? Male dancer says that he tell me to step off and back off. It says that ASUSA Comey then says that how many times, if any, were you told? We can't say that. You guys can see it on the screen. Okay. Relieve yourself, okay, on Miss Ventura. Said the defense, Xavier Donaldson, objection, then said objection, suggestive, and then the judge overruled that. So male dancer then says that they told me not to do it at all or once. Excuse me. All right. The defense then says that objection, says that to him saying that they, and then the judge came in and says that I've got it. So ASUSA Comey says that what happened afterwards. Then the male dancer says that they've leave me waiting for hours. Said that the whole thing might go on for 10 hours. So these freak offs were said to be going on for 10 hours at a time. That's a long time. Mind you, they were also inebriated and taking gummies and other things of the sort. Okay. All right. So the male dancer then proceeds to say that they were headed to the Essex Hotel. They said go in 30 minutes, that it was the first time that he opened the doors as himself, dressed in a suit, no mask. It says the ASUSA Comey says that how these things changed. Male dancer says that he didn't feel. Then it says that Combs Donaldson and then Combs Donaldson then said objection. So AUSA Comey said that who, if anyone, recorded. So the male dancer then said that Mr. Combs, with a cell phone and camcorder, said that he took a photo of my driver's license for insurance. Said that he said Combs Donaldson then said objection. The judge then said focus it. So AUSA Comey then said that what did you understand? And he replied by saying that he pretty much was threatening the dancer who came to participate in said freak off. So Diddy was taking a picture of his photo ID, which had his information, and if he, I guess, did not comply or maybe said something or tried to turn them in, then he had his information to maybe retaliate against him. So that's what that was. All right, so it says that they're saying that they believe that Cassie was forced into prostitution, and it says that and that while he waited, said that Cassie was being either, you know, having something in her system and maybe assaulted and for several hours. Okay, so we're gonna get off that. We're trying to say it in a way that YouTube won't be offended by it. So I hope no one is offended in the chat. All right, let me put my trigger warning up, I guess, while we're talking about this too, just in case someone feels triggered. Okay, I don't want anybody to feel a certain type of way, but we're trying to talk about this in a way where it won't be as triggering. Okay, we got to use choice words when we're reading these things. All right, so now we're going to get into where it says that this lady is going to describe who was in the courtroom. She's going to describe how Diddy looked in court and what was said and done in court and how things kind of transpired. Okay. All right. So let me get that back up. I'm sorry. Okay, so we're about to get off this Diddy stuff. All right, but I want to give you guys updates because I told you guys I was going to follow this case, and as promised, I'm going to do so. So the lady says that Diddy looked frail and vulnerable, possibly intentional in court appearance. It says that BBC journalist said that he stares at you for a sustained period of time. So he is trying to intimidate people in the courtroom in terms of staring them down, giving them a certain look, okay? Maybe to scare them into not being maybe fully cooperative or whatever in this trial. So that's something they need to watch. And I hope the judge and everyone else is watching this, and the prosecutors are watching Diddy and his behavior, because that could be seen as inappropriate behavior as far as this case goes, because everybody needs to be able to be transparent and give true testimonies in this case and not feel like they have to hold back or not say what's being asked of them because Diddy is staring them down or giving them some type of threatening look. Because like I said, even though he's in prison, he still does have a reach in the streets to where he can get things done if he needs to. So let's get into, allegedly, let's get into this video. Okay, shout out to It's On Site, because that's where we're seeing it. All right, let's go.
It's completely different. I wouldn't recognize him if I saw him on the street. He looks old. He's gray. His hair is extremely gray. He's got a gray goatee as well. He looks frail and he looks vulnerable. Now, we've spoken to some legal experts who feel like this is a choice to present him this way. The other thing is that he does stare. People weren't exaggerating. He will turn around and look you dead in the eyes. He scans the crowd to see who's in there that he hasn't seen before. He picked us out because it's the first time the BBC, it's the first time we've covered for the BBC, me and my producer, and he turns around and he stares, and he doesn't glance at you. He stares at you in your eye for a sustained period of time, which is interesting. I've never experienced that before. And then on Tuesday and Wednesday, potentially Thursday, we expect victim 1 to testify. He looks completely different. I wouldn't recognize him if I saw him on the street. He looks old.
That could be seen as intimidating because the press, of course, they're there. If they get certain passes to be in the courtroom, they can be there. So for him to look at them like, why are you here? Or he's being able to, I wouldn't even allow him to turn around and look around to see even who's in there. Like, keep your face straight to, you know, towards the judge. I would not allow him to do that. Okay. But apparently he's using intimidation tactics already in the courtroom, like he was using when he was on the streets with people who he controlled and allegedly put hands on or was in control over. Okay. So this lady here was saying, hey, for a substantial amount of time, he would turn around and just sit up and stare at you, which was obviously uncomfortable because that's how she's explaining it. But so he would scan the courtroom to see who was there, and obviously seeing the people that he's never seen before, he wants to know who's there to probably maybe do something. I don't know, or have something done. Or to see who's there to testify, because he obviously doesn't know who is on the list to testify as of yet. I hope he don't, because damn. But I'm gonna play it one more time so you guys can hear what this reporter for the BBC journalist had to say.
He's grey. His hair is extremely grey. He's got a grey goatee as well. He looks frail and he looks vulnerable. Now, we've spoken to some legal experts who feel like this is a choice to present him this way. The other thing is that he does stare. People weren't exaggerating. He will turn around and look you dead in the eyes. He scans the crowd to see who's in there that he hasn't seen before. He picked us out because it's the first time the BBC it's the first time we've covered for the BBC, me and my producer, and he turns around and he stares, and he doesn't glance at you. He stares at you in your eye for a sustained period of time, which is interesting. I've never experienced that before. And then on Tuesday and Wednesday, potentially Thursday, we expect victim 1 to testify. He looks completely different. I wouldn't recognize him if I saw him.
I told you guys before when they showed the sketch artist of Diddy, they're saying that he's completely gray. He's very frail. Y'all remember I was telling y'all when Diddy first went in to being locked up that he was refusing food, and he was afraid to eat because he thought people were going to poison him in the prison system. So I don't know what he's eating now, if he's eating at all, but they said he's very, very small, and if you saw him on the streets you would not recognize him, because that's just how bad he's gone down since he's been in there. He's probably stressed the hell out from this trial because he knows that people are cooperating, like Cassie. He thought since he paid her off that she was going to be quiet and it was never going to be talked about again, but she is the star witness in this case, and her testimony is definitely going to probably be what puts Diddy behind bars for a very long time, because she did suffer the brunt of a lot of the abuse and prostitution and everything else, probably within the trafficking charges, RICO and all of that. She was definitely connected to a lot of that. She knows a lot of things. She's seen a lot of things. She was probably made allegedly to participate in some things that maybe she didn't want to by fear and force, maybe. Yeah, so hopefully Diddy is found guilty and he has to pay for these crimes, because allegedly it's said that he's been doing this for quite some time. And a person of his magnitude with a lot of money and power, it can be very intimidating at times. So when a person like that is making you do things that you don't want to do, what can you do? When you go to the police, how can you go to the police if the police is being paid on his payroll as well to maybe do what he wants and give him inside information on maybe if somebody comes to testify or to do a report, they say, hey, Diddy, heads up, such and such was just here to do a report on you, or to make a claim about you. So if they're getting paid enough money, as you guys can see, he tried to pay the hotel security guard to be quiet for his silence and he turned it down. So he's been able to use his money and power in order to control the narratives and stay from under the radar of being caught and having his image put out there in terms of this case that we see right now with RICO, prostitution, trafficking, and so many other things that's coming out in this case. This is definitely going to ruin his image after everything actually comes out, and then people to actually see him in action, because video surveillance is also being shown, in addition to transcripts being read, in addition to testimonies being given by people who experienced it and or witnessed it as well. So it's definitely going to be a very good trial to remember. All right, I really wish that we could see what's going on, but like I said, you kind of have to fish around and look at different sites to see what they're putting out on the site so that we can share. Okay, but that's what's going on with that. All right, let's move on. I'm going to again show you guys where Diddy's kids are leaving the courtroom. This is where they were saying his daughters, it became too much for them that they had to leave, because seeing the video of Cassie being assaulted and seeing some of the freak off videos that were also played that the jury had to watch and all, it was a lot, because this stuff was played in the courtroom, which is why this case is being private. One, it is a high profile case. Two, some of the things that's being shown and are talked about cannot be seen on TV because it's so vulgar. So yeah, I'm not sure why Diddy would want his daughters, who are barely 17, 18 years old, to be sitting in there in the middle of all of this mess and hearing things that they may not have known about their father. Is probably going to make them see him in a different light now, even though that's their dad. Of course, they love their dad, but now to see this traumatizing stuff and see what happened to Cassie, hearing testimony about their dad, that became too much, to where the girls, they said, stood up and left. It said that even Diddy's mom at one point became very uncomfortable, from another site that I was reading and watching a video on. I probably should put up here. But I got to be careful what I'm putting up, because I don't want YouTube to flag it, because some of this stuff is too much. But they were saying that Diddy's mom became a little uncomfortable, and one of Diddy's sons, the one by Misa, the light skinned one that I said looked like Wolf, when it sat beside Diddy's mom and threw his arm around her and just kind of consoled her because it was a lot. So imagine if his mom was like, oh my God, that's a lot. Imagine how his daughters feel, who are still damn near almost kids. Even though they're 18, they still have a childlike mind because they've been sheltered. So let's get into them leaving. All right. They're trying to put on a straight face. Of course, they're not going to talk to the press because they've been probably directed not to. But his 3 daughters, as you guys can see, are leaving because it became too much. You see the expressions on their faces. They're not happy about it.
You guys really sit through that whole case and kept your spirits high. I really like that for y'all.
Trying to put on a straight face, but that can't be easy.
Keep your spirits up, y'all. You're doing great. And y'all are eating it. Y'all look good. Y'all are beautiful. Keep smiling. Keep your spirits up.
How are you guys feeling? How'd it go today? Step to the side, please.
They did their thing in there.
How was your father today? Congratulations to NYU, Chet. Give us little space. Give us little space. Give us little space. Step to the side, please. Excuse me. Give us little space, please. Come on, give us little space.
All right, so y'all see that his daughters left the courtroom when they began showing the FO videos and the video of Cassie at the hotel where their father was being aggressive towards Cassie. Okay, it became too much for them, and I don't know why they were there. I really don't know why. I feel like I said, I feel like Diddy wanted his girls to be there for this sympathy look in the court to say, hey, my kids are here. And for the, of course, to be like, oh, his daughters are here. He's a great father. Y'all know. I'm surprised they didn't have the baby in there. Because y'all know he has a small baby that's barely a year old. I'm surprised they didn't bring the baby in there for sympathy. But I don't feel like these girls should be there. And I do feel like they're going to be traumatized by this from what they've already heard. There's no telling what they've already seen, but from what they heard in court today, I feel like that might have been too much for them. And they're definitely going to need some therapy behind all this bullshit. But good God. All right. Let's continue. Let's see. All right. So let's get that down. How much more? All right, so this is the last topic, you guys. Are some Real Housewives of Atlanta tea. As you guys know, Shamia sat down with with Andy Cohen child at on Watch What Happens Live, and he's Andy, of course. Y'all know Andy's messy. Andy was asking Shamia what she thought about Phaedra's return to Real Housewives of Atlanta. As you guys know, Phaedra's getting ready to come back to the show. So Andy Cohen says that Phaedra pretty much is staying. Y'all know that Andy loves himself some Phaedra, so he is happy as hell that Phaedra is back, even though she had her little spell where she got fired from the show for having that whole lie on Candy or telling that lie on Candy. Shamia, let's get into what she had to say about Phaedra returning to the show. Okay.
What do you think of Phaedra's departure from Married to Medicine, and what can you tease about her return to Atlanta Housewives?
Oh my goodness. I mean, she's hopping around, isn't she? Just like, sit over there. Where would she go next? Would she stay with us?
No, she's staying. Yeah.
I welcome anybody that wants to be a part of this. She's had some amazing seasons on the Housewives of Atlanta, and she came back with a good, warm energy. And I won't be lying if I would say I was a little bit nervous because of how my last interaction with her was.
That season reunion, yes.
Can we just please just be honest about how it was like, well, damn, I mean, y'all could have ruined my engagement to my husband.
Right.
You and my, best friend, that's my friend.
Right.
So I can't lie. I was nervous.
You were nervous.
When she came back, she was kind and it was warm and inviting and welcoming. And so I'm moving forward with that.
Very good.
What do you think of?
So y'all hear that Shamia is cool with Phaedra coming back because y'all know during the time that whole lie came out about Phaedra saying that what she said about Candy, and y'all know that Portia was in on that as well, to where I think she got suspended. Phaedra got fired, and Portia got suspended, but Shamia was there and comforting Portia when she went through that whole situation, so she knows very much so what happened with Phaedra. So with Phaedra coming back, she says, hey, I'm open to it. She's, I guess, over it. She's moved past it. So she's going to welcome Phaedra with open arms, and we're going to see what it brings for the season, and Phaedra joining the rest of the girls on this damn show. One thing we do know is that Phaedra, she can hang with the best of them when it comes to the reads and clapbacks, okay? Because she's known for that on Real Housewives of Atlanta. So we're going to see what it's giving, because she will be making her debut back to the show. So y'all can put in the chat what y'all think about that. Let's get into the last and final topic. I thought that was the last one. I forgot. I had one more. All right. Tisha Scott made a post. Okay. Y'all know she always make a subliminal post. We can take this trigger warning banner down. We're down. Done with that. Okay. As you guys can see, Tisha Scott made a post barely 8 hours ago where she says, I no longer accept verbal apologies, only change behaviors. Y'all know she never puts a name to that she will post a subliminal, and we kind of got to read between the lines, as we've already heard that there's been trouble in paradise between she and Marceau. We've heard about infidelities. They've also gone live to say that they've had some infidelities in their marriage, as she calls it, and that they are going to be focusing this season on getting therapy and showing that they're trying to work on their marriage and trying to make things work. We already know that Marceau, it said that he's been kind of stepping out and doing some things he shouldn't have been doing, but maybe this is a subliminal message to him where she's saying, because I mean, who would she be talking to? I'm pretty sure not her kids, but she's saying, I no longer accept verbal apologies, only change behaviors. Maybe he's been stepping out and doing things he shouldn't have been doing, and then giving her these, you know, this is my sorry for 2004 child, her Ruben Stutter. Y'all remember that song? But she's saying, hey, I'm really not going to be taking no more apologies from you. It's definitely going to have to be changed behavior. So if you want to make this thing work, and I'm just thinking in terms of maybe their situation. If you want to make this thing work, then I'm going to need you to change and show me some changes versus, you know, constant apologies. It's all right to apologize, but if you continue to do the same thing over and over, then it kind of makes it null and void. So this is something that she just posted, and it caught my eye while I was scrolling in the YouTube, in the IG streets. All right. And that's what she posted. So I'm going to say this could be to Marceau, that she's making this too. So hopefully he gets his ish together, because we have heard of them having, it looks like she had some things going on between them. But hey, yes, does it look like he caught it? Did I screen recorded it? Yeah. All right, but yeah, so that's what she posted. So I'm gonna say that's towards Marceau, because like I said, we have heard of them having some separations, several of them. So we're gonna see what it's giving. Hopefully Marceau gets it together, or just y'all going to divorce shit. I don't ever want to see people break up, especially when they have kids. But hey, if you're not happy, girl, don't stay in no situation when you're not happy, because motherfuckers gonna keep apologizing until they can't apologize no more. All right, don't let him be like Ike and Tina out here acting a fool and then go buy you some damn flowers when he know he done went too far. Don't buy no damn flowers. But anywho and anyway, that is it for the show today. All right, thank you, Bill Wilson. Thank you, Tyra. Thank you, KBR. Thank you, Scorpion Miss. Thank you, Rose Armstead and True TV Podcast. Thank y'all for doing such an awesome job of modding for me, okay? And also thank you to all the content creators that stopped by as well. All right, and the y'all crazy. Thank you for the Caramelians and everybody in the chat. All right, thank y'all so much. Please don't forget to like the video, share the video, and subscribe if you've not done so. Okay, let's get out of here. I'll see you guys in the morning for Car Chronicles. All right, bright and early. Please keep your notifications on so that you guys will know when we go live. All right, if nothing else, let's go. Bye.
Even when you feel low, you can still go. Even when you feel slow, you can still go. Even when there's no hope, you can still go. I never answer to no, man, I still go. Go, 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 go. Hustle hard, hustle every single day. I'll be making moves till I'm buried in my grave. To the system, I don't wanna be a slave. I've been doing shit my way, or the highway. And in the driveway is a nice range. Cause I grind through the climb, I invite pain. You'll never hear me, bitch, nah, I don't complain. Just gotta flip the switch and you can go and obtain anything you want, anything you need. Your mind's got the key ingredient, it's belief. They'll deceive with the negativity, but I just slide right by that energy. Even when you feel low,